Alright, I'm going to try and do a quick little tour of the garden here that I've posted for sale. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon on April 6, 2026. This is the south gate to the garden right here. You can kind of see maybe up closer. It's almost invisible, but right here we have some deer net fencing, very strong, attached to bamboo. It's concreted in the ground. It's 8 feet tall. And I have this fence set up so that it can protect the garden from deer. Because I do have an orchard in the garden, which we will get to. Much of the rootstock, sorry, I'm just trying to unlock the gate here so I can show you around. But a lot of the rootstock is dwarf rootstock. Most of the trees are planted about 3 to 4 years ago. They're about to start producing pretty heavily. It takes about 5 years for the dwarf rootstock trees to start growing, man. Going the wrong way with the gate there. Whoopsie. All right. Rough start to the video, but this right here, it's just coming out of dormancy, but this is a pretty big tulip poplar tree. Nice strong branches for hanging stuff. We have one of these surfboard swings, another swing right there. That's fun. We have a 50-foot climbing rope. I've pretty much maxed out the whole 50 feet. It goes way up the tree. And then there is also a zip line. You're kind of seeing the end of it, but this zip line runs from this tree over here all the way that way towards the maple tree that you can see off in the distance. It's a 125-foot zip line. On the property, we also have this shed, which was purchased last year. This is a 10 by 16 side lofted barn, a kind of barn style shed. Kind of show you the inside real quick. So, you know, we kind of have it just set up with garden toys for the kid. I mean, some gardening equipment, but it's side lofted on both sides, which is nice for storage. It does have windows that open right here as well. Both doors open. I'm just not going to open the other one right now. It's kind of nice too. We have these, I mean, not that I really need them. All the neighbors around here are awesome. But it's nice to just be able to check in on the property. It's actually solar up there, if you can see. Wise camera. And you can just kind of check out the place through the solar cameras there. The whole acre, this is a 1 acre lot, is fenced in. As you can see with this 8-foot deer net fencing. This is the other gate on the east side of the property. And the property line, just so you know, actually extends all the way out to the middle of the road on both sides. This is a corner lot property, by the way. It's kind of a perfect rectangle, you know, very ordinary 1 acre style plot. And these gates, just so you know, are pretty big. I believe that's 20 feet. So I've had dump trucks come through and deliver a lot of mulch for the garden. And so right now, this is kind of what we're getting into. This is the main kind of garden. I basically have this whole 1/4 of an acre right here designated as a fruit orchard. And it's scaling from tall trees on the far north side to shorter trees. It's planted in kind of permaculture fashion. Right in here, I've just started, and it's probably a little early. I'm going to have to protect it tonight. But this whole row right here, this whole row right here, and these 2 rows right here are all planted in with asparagus crowns. So asparagus are going to come back year after year. They could probably last 10 to 15 years. Some of the shorter bushes that we have over here. And I did plant a bunch of hairy vetch. I probably need to start getting rid of that, but it's a good nitrogen fixer. That's a lot of the green that you're seeing right now. But it is obviously crowding out some of the other stuff that I have planted. This kind of looks dormant or just not getting enough sun. But right here I have a cranberry. This is an aronia right here, produces edible fruit. Right here is one hascap. Over here we have a second hascap, and there is a third hascap hiding around here somewhere. Oh, this one's the third hascap. Another word for a hascap is honeyberry. It's kind of like a blueberry. It does produce an edible berry. Over here we have an elderberry, and we have some thornless blackberry canes right in here. Over here we have some blueberry plants. I don't know how well you can see them with the sun, but here's one, here's two. This one was just freshly planted, it's still coming out of dormancy. Here's a third one, and there is a fourth one. Oh man, where am I at? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I don't even see my fourth one right now. Oh, it's right here. It's a different style. It's not the high bush, and it's just smaller, but this is the fourth blueberry right here. This has all been planted with different types of seed that I'm trying to grow. That's not exactly easy, but things like raspberry and stuff like that I'm trying to grow from seed to get different varieties. I also have some other garden beds right here, which I need to take care of. Again, it's the start of the season, but if you look at the soil, I mean, it's a very rich, very black soil in this garden bed, very well taken care of. Here we have a lavender bush, and now we're kind of getting into the taller trees. So I'm going to start actually over here, because this is kind of the first row. But right here, this one was just planted this year, and I actually forgot what I planted there. So this is a plum, a new variety of plum. Over here, believe it or not, we have two different pomegranates which have not come out of dormancy, but there's one and here's the other. And now we're moving on to a persimmon tree. Believe it or not, this little guy did set fruit last year, and it was only planted a year ago, as did the other two persimmon trees. These are like 3 different varieties of Japanese persimmon that make the big round persimmons that are very edible. American persimmon, I actually have a bed over that way, which I did not show you, but I have a bunch of seeds that I've collected from American persimmon that I am propagating over in that bed over there. Now here we have a peach tree, probably 5 different varieties of peach on the property. This is a second peach tree right here. This one's actually a cherry tree that I just planted and haven't mulched right here. I don't remember the variety. It looks like it's a sweet cherry. And then over here on this row, there's 5 different varieties of apples. I'll kind of go through those in a minute. These are the other 2 cherries right here. They're both flowering right now. Those did set fruit last year. My 3-year-old ate it all up pretty quickly. This one right back here is a mulberry. Again, going to be a bigger tree. This one's a green gauge plum. It's like one of the sweetest fruits out there. And it will definitely be a heavy bearer of fruit this year, as will this one. They both flowered a lot before they set their leaves there. And then this is a third. I think this is black ice plum right here. This one's only been planted for about a year as well. I think last fall maybe I planted that one. Lighting is terrible for showing off the garden, but this is the 5th apple. Kind of missed you. Well, that one was persimmon, but I missed the other 4. This is a sink, so sorry, let me back up a little bit. These are this is the water hydrant on the north side of the property, kind of north middle side, that I installed. And it does go over to a sink. I'll kind of show you guys. All you do is turn on the water on the hydrant, and then you have this nice outdoor sink for washing all your fruits and vegetables that you're growing. Washing your hands too after you use the bathroom if you need to. So built this outhouse right here. It's an awesome outhouse, mainly because of all the light that it gets in it. It's not like a super dark outhouse, but you know, you can kind of see the polycarbonate paneling that I put up top. And you know, kind of have some ash from the fire pit that we use to pour on top of your business, keep it smelling fresh in there. I've been trying to, we had a greenhouse right here. It was a nice tunnel, but I didn't reinforce it. The snow and ice did destroy it this year. That was my bad. I just started using some of the tarping to build in a small pond, which I may or may not fill in. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it right now. So some of the things we missed. Do have a ton of different flowers. You can see one tulip in there. This is an old hyacinthia that's kind of died off already for the season. And then we have right here, which hasn't come back yet, but that right there is Russian sage. And these 3 trees right here are different varieties of pear. They're all going to set edible fruit as well. So again, the tall ones back here are the plums. This right here, believe it or not, on this property I've been trying to propagate a lot of American, I'm blanking on the name, American chestnut. So I have maybe 25 chestnut trees planted along back here, scattered in with some mulberries. It's going to take them a while to grow, but you know, they'll be valuable trees down the road. And this is another peach over here. Don't want this video to be too long, but I will go over to the tent next. We pretty much keep this tent set up year round. It's a canvas tent that we purchased. And I did have it down for the winter this year because we went traveling with it to Florida, but this is a hip camp rental as well. We rent this tent out for $30 a night, and it's pretty much booked up all spring, summer, and fall. Kind of show you how we have it set up on the inside. Ooh, 13 minutes long. All right, try and be quick here. So it's not fully set up right now, and I just started setting it up the other day again. But you know, you have a wood burning fireplace, a queen size bed on a frame, and a chair in there, and some nice floor mats for the guests. And I'm ranked very highly on HipCamp, and it is a steady income stream for us here at the Garden Patch. All right, moving on. Has some extra bamboo poles and fencing there. Here we have one of the compost piles and another garbage to empty out the outhouse, and then when that fills up, I just take the bags back to our house for getting rid of it. This is another garden bed. Again, hasn't been maintained yet for the spring. And this one actually over here is another garden bed that was in front of the outhouse. Again, hasn't been maintained for the spring. I let cilantro go to seed though last year, and everything that you're looking at right here is all new cilantro that's popped up. Pretty tasty and nice to have. Also, you have some perennial kales or some kind of green there that's still popping up from years before. Let's see. Plenty of space for a trailer on the property as well. I actually typically have that trailer right there parked right in front of this bamboo over here. So it's a little more out of the way. Again, this is the maple tree right here where the kids go up and ride the zip line. Probably sell the zip line and the 16-foot trampoline with the property as well. Something that I didn't show off, but on the whole north side back there behind me, we have a long row of irises here. This is a whole giant bed of irises, and I have several other beds of irises. I mean, easy to divide the rhizomes in the fall, and you can sell these irises. I mean, you know, they sell online for like $14 a pop. If you're trying to do any kind of nursery business, you can see a couple are about to have some flowers blooming out. There is all different varieties of iris. You know, purple and white and yellow. We have a little red bud, not my favorite tree right here. But over here is the additional hydrant that I set more towards the south side of the property. I was actually considering, and may still do just for my own construction experience and fun, install a pretty large outdoor shower right here behind it, and set that up with a liquid propane tank. I have a neighbor who's completely off grid. He has a shower that's running off of a tankless hot water heater that uses liquid propane and a D-cell battery, and he's been showering off of that same propane tank for the last 3 months without needing to replace it. Plenty of hot water and flow, and the size of the propane tank is like what you would use for a grill. It's not big. It's pretty crazy. So there's a little soccer field that I have for the kids, and that is pretty much it for showing off the property. Hopefully I didn't miss anything major. I guess one extra thing that I will show is, I mean, there's a nice fire pit. We do a lot of burning. Obviously there's a lot of branches that come off the tulip tree, and certainly off of the red bud over there. You know, just take them over to this pretty big fire pit that I've set up, and burn them whenever we want to. This is a pretty relaxed neighborhood. We're in the land of Shenandoah. It's outside of the Shenandoah town limits, and you can pretty much do what you want to back here. All right.